Welcome to the grand final of our blind beer tasting tournament. We're down to the final two competitors, Beer A and Beer B. In just a few moments, I'll be able to tell you which beer is undisputably the King of Victoria and which beer you should buy next. Let's just get straight into it with Beer A. Beer A is a nice looking colour. Smells quite strong and traditional. Tastes good, maybe a fraction light. Probably a mid-strength beer. It's good, definitely drinkable. It's a very dry taste. Does taste dry beers can't be sweet, just in the nature of what a dry beer is. Dry just means no sugar, but this does taste quite sweet. I think this is the Hahn Super Dry. Probably the biggest surprise of the entire tournament, the Hahn Super Dry. I had absolutely zero faith in the New South Wales local, but it's been surprising if that's what it is. It's not too bad. Very respectable opponent today. Let's see what Beer B tastes like. Beer B is a bit darker. Not quite as traditional a colour, I would think. Doesn't smell very strong, but smell does not always perfectly reflect the strength of a drink. It's very good as well. These are quite similar. I don't think there's a big taste difference between these two beers, which is probably how they've ended up in the grand final, because they're probably beers that I prefer over other beers. I think Beer B might be slightly stronger. I'm pretty confident this is a Hahn, and I'm pretty sure that that would make this the VB. I didn't reveal the winners of the semi-finals because I wanted the range of beers that I could guess from to be greater. But I was pretty confident that I guessed a VB and a Hahn were the two winners. And I'm pretty sure this is the Hahn, which means I'm pretty sure that this has to be the VB. They're both very good beers. This one's just slightly sweeter on the palate. This one's probably just got a bit more full flavour, probably because it's a heavier beer. Doesn't have that sweet taste. It's got a very strong yeast. It's got a very strong yeast taste. Not overpowering, but it's strong. It's very good. I think I prefer this one, and I think it is the VB. This one's just missing that final hit of flavour that you want from a strong beer. I think it's the mid-range Hahn, and it's just lacking the punch. This is a heavyweight beer. This is the king of beers, this one. This one's a strong competitor. but it's fighting out of its weight class. It's not quite hitting the strong spot that you want. Might be a fraction easier to drink. I think this is the winner. It's very full flavour. It's quite a strong beer. I think it's a VB. I'm hoping it's a VB because I buy a lot of VB. I'll be really happy if this is the winner of the blind taste tournament. I didn't always guess VB in the qualifiers and the round of 16. But even when I didn't know what it was, it still made it through because it was the best tasting beer. So let's see what they are. Spot on. Alright, as long as they're A and B. A, B, yep. Our winner, undisputed King of Victoria, the VB. It's a very strong 1.4 standard drinks. Absolute champion of the people for a hard-earned thirst VB. Probably the biggest surprise of this entire tournament, Hahn Super Dry. I had very low faith in Hahn. I don't know why. I don't think I've ever really had a Hahn. I might have had one or two. I just had a prejudicial thought that they were really bad. But the Hahn Super Dry was really good. Very similar to a full strength VB. Not too bad for a mid-strength drink, not too bad for a New South Wales drink. I remember that it absolutely slaughtered its competition in the qualifier, the Hahn Ultra Crisp. That was a terrible beer. Maybe I've always had Hahn Ultra Crisp, which are terrible. The key might be the Super Dry, which was really good. In saying that though, VB, number one. I've always put faith in VB. I've always brought it, and although I didn't always pick it in the test, I always chose it as the better beer. It's got a full flavour, it's quite easy to drink for how strong it is, and you just get a lot of flavour out of it. It's a great beer to drink. It's a deserved winner today in our blind beer tasting tournament. It's gone all the way through undefeated. It's knocked out some strong competitors. I'm pretty sure it's knocked out a Carlton Draft. I think it knocked out a no-name beer in the mid-rounds. I think it knocked out a Great Northern, which was a very tight battle. And it must have knocked out the 4X Gold in the last round. Because I haven't actually seen the winners of the semi-finals, I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure it didn't beat a Corona. So it must have knocked out a 4X, which was a very popular beer. So it's gone up. It's knocked out some heavyweights. That's how good this beer is. Like most people in Victoria would say Carlton Draft's your number one. Most people in Queensland would say Great Northern Original's their favourite beer. They'd probably say 4X is number two, and this has knocked out all of them. Great beer. I love it. Highly recommend it. Thanks for joining me for the blind beer tasting tournament. We've crowned our winner, VB. Went straight through, undefeated, knocked out some really good competition. My favourite beer personally. It went straight through without me knowing what it was, which just goes to show that it is the premier beer. Thanks for sticking with me the whole way. I've got a couple more series planned. Nothing concrete yet, but I'm thinking IPAs, stouts, ales, all sorts of variety. But what we're going to do next is the classic. We're going to put up Coca-Cola, home brand cola, and Pepsi Cola all up against each other. See if I can choose which one's the best and identify what they are. So I hope everyone will stay tuned and let me know what they think about that in the comments. I'll see you then.